go. Jason Scott in the brown shorts, fan out of Team Gladiator, against Carl Lofthouse in the black shorts, fan out of Raging Animal Mixed Martial Arts, semi-pro, 55 kilograms day flyweight, so I'm expecting a lot of explosive, fast-paced action here from the smaller fighters.
Definitely. I know Jason came from a boxing background before he got into martial arts. Young lad, bags of energy. I expected to come out and throw some hands. Lofthouse we saw here before on Gladiator Promotions. Unfortunately for him at that time, he was heavily outweighed. This time, a much more realistic weight class for him.
He fought his last fight at 66 kilograms, so 11 kilograms difference there. Both fighters come out. Scott throws a 1-2 over the top, but Lofthouse done his homework underneath it. Maybe looking to get the double. Gets his man straight to the floor. And at the end of the day, if you know your opponent's got a boxing background, why are you going to take the risk of standing up with him? Lofthouse, perfect strategy. Take his man down, look for submissions.
That's it. Scott came out firing. I did initially think that Lofthouse's hands were low, but you could see he was looking to take the action to the floor. He wasn't looking to stand.
Lofthouse looking to work from the bottom now. Looked like he had a guillotine on there, but doesn't look like he's got it anymore. Scott looking to posture up, land a few strikes, maybe an armbar there. Lofthouse rolls into the armbar. He can't stay in that for too long. That is a hard armbar. He can't be getting, he doesn't look like he's making his way out of it. He's rolled over.
Fantastic heart from Jason Scott, Ben. Unbelievable heart.
Scott's going to want to keep it. He's tasted the ground and pound, and a big swing in overhand. A lot of power in that strike, but for me, a lot of telegraph as well, Dave.
Well, that's what he's got to do, Ben. Yes, he's eager to get some strikes on his opponent, but he's got to take his time and work the distance because he doesn't want to keep ending up on the floor. As we just saw, Lofthouse is dangerous both off his back and on top. Looks like a guillotine attempt here.
It looks like he's got it locked in, but it is an arm-in guillotine, so it's going to be harder to finish. He's going to have to maybe put a bit of crank on top of that, see if he can finish it, but I don't think he'll be able to. And with a hold like this, Dave, you've got to be mindful of gassing your arms out.
That's it, Ben. That's the number one thing to be considered. You've got to know when to let a submission like this go, because you cannot hold on to the guillotines for too long, especially being a striker. If you don't get it, you gas your arms out, that's going to affect your jab, your right hand. It's going to affect all sorts later on in the fight.
Lofthouse looks in a bit of trouble here, but he's doing the right thing, posturing himself up, trying to get his head free. His opponent's got that choke locked on, but like I say, very hard to finish from this position.
That's what Lofthouse has got to do, Ben. He's got to creep up and walk himself towards the armpit, put some pressure on the armpit and shoulder area to relieve it from his neck.
Lofthouse showing a lot of composure, really. A lot of fighters you might see would panic in this situation. It does look like to be a tight guillotine, but you've got to wonder how long you can keep squeezing that for.
With the arm in, I do think it may be time to give it up, but am I going to give it the curse of the commentator, Ben, and we'll get a tap?
We've seen that happen several times, in all fairness. It happens to the best of us, but
there could be a sweep on here, Ben. Lofthouse is looking very, very high on his weight.
Potentially, he looks to pick, and he's picked his man up and drives him straight to the corner.
Fantastic work by Lofthouse. He looks for the takedown, but again, he's got to be mindful of his neck.
He's still got his neck through in that position. This is a really dangerous position here. He's done the right thing to try and take the fight, but he's got to watch out, give him his back.
Scott looks to get his back, and time goes on the round. A very topsy-turvy round, Ben. Very hard to score. Who do you think got the nod in that first period?
It's very tough to say, in all fairness. I mean, Lofthouse looked good in the armbar that he locked on. Came quite close to finishing it at a point. I'll be honest, I didn't think Scott was going to get out of it. Scott locked on that tight guillotine, but Lofthouse, for me, looked quite calm in it. Very back and forth. I mean, it's a much safer seat in the commentary position than it is in the judges' booth, as we both know.
Definitely, Ben. I mean, I think personally you may have to give the nod to Lofthouse there, because he dictated the fight going to the floor on a couple of occasions. And as you said, if you could do it in a degree of how close the submission was, that armbar looked very close.